Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to
Bon Radio.
That's right, and it's the show with no name, and it's time for liftoff. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. You know the rest. Come on, guys.
1, 0.
You got it.
Ignition.
There it is.
Liftoff.
Come on.
Liftoff.
Come on.
30 minutes after.
All right. You got this, baby. Come on.
Get ready.
Yes.
Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt.
Yes.
Fasten your
Yes.
seatbelt.
Yes.
Hold on to your hat. Get ready for the ride of your life.
The show with no
name
time.
On Bon Radio.
It's the show with no name. On radio.
Let's go.
Welcome, amigos. It's time for another exciting edition of the show with no name, exclusively on Bon Radio, and it's an honor, a pleasure, and a hobby, a job. I mean, it's my job, but I really, really love teaching you guys. I feel like the luckiest guy in the world. Seriously. And I'm no millionaire or nothing close to it. But I don't measure my life in money. I mean, it would be nice. No estaría nada mal. Like one of my favorite musicals, how do you measure a year? 525,600 minutes. 525,600 minutes. That's a year. And how do you measure a year? In sunsets, in cups of coffee. I'm quoting the musical Rent. It's a musical that came out in 1994, one of my favorites. And I saw the original cast. I feel pretty lucky. And the story behind Rent, not only was it it was the Hamilton of our generation. There's always one. In the 70s, it was Hair. There's always a show on the West End or on Broadway that just changes the game forever. And folks, welcome to the show that changes the game forever, I hope. It's the show with no name, and I'm excited. But let's kick off with a little news. I know you know it, but I'm going to repeat it a million times until you book your trains, your flights, your hotels, and you get your booty, ese culete, you get your booty over to Madrid for the book fair. Of course. You didn't know what I was going to say? Don't be coy. Coy. C-O-Y. Well, either way, May 26th to June 11th, we'll be at the Retiro Park for the Madrid Book Fair. I'll be there. All my buddies will be there as well. And the word coy, evasivo, reservado, coqueto, para agradar, remilgado. Oh my, okay, we're going down some crazy roads over here. Folks, welcome, a nice round of applause. And I know what you're thinking, but we haven't done anything yet. Yeah, but I remember how well you did yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before. So if you put all that into context, well, in the end, that's an applause for what you're about to do, what you've done, and what you guys do every day. As you know, I think it's nothing short of magic. All right. And remember, this is just one of the shows on Vaughn Radio. We've got amazing shows all day from the crack of dawn, primera hora, until, your commute home. And then even in the evenings, And then at night, you can, I know some people who listen to us in bed. Hey, do whatever you want. All right. I'm not telling you how to do it. The important thing is you listen, you learn, you interact with us. And if you don't have our Vaughn Radio app, you're going to want to pick that up because that'll give you access to all our episodes, or you can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, some other news that I'm sure you know about, but I just got to make sure you're all going to be there. It's Vaughn Radio Trivia Night.
It's Juan Solo here, and you know something? I'll be hosting the next Vaughn quiz at Real Madrid. That will be on April 12th. April 12th, 8:30 at Real Madrid. The Vaughn quiz, I'll be the host. I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun. We'll learn just a few things. We'll practice some English, of course, and we'll have a beer, 2, 3, I don't know. We have no limit. And of course, we can also have chicken with waffles. Alberto loves that. Chicken with waffles. Pollo con gofres. Now you're talking. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there at Real Madrid on April 12th. Vaughn Quiz, the host, your friend, Juan Solo.
That's right, folks. Don't miss it. It's free. It's tons of fun. And we're all going to be there. And I hope you'll join us. It's Vaughn Radio Trivia Night this month. It's hosted by Juan Solo. And you guys like some trivia. I know you like some challenges. So let's get going with today's Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. Pop Quiz. That's right, amigos. Pop Quiz. Today's Pop Quiz comes from my book, my first baby, English Everywhere. If you don't have it, you can pick it up at the Vaughn Tienda. It's vaughntienda.com. Also, remember, if you're looking for courses or all the information about everything going on in the Vaughn sphere, you can go to our website. It's grupovaughn.com. I highly recommend you follow us on social media because that's a way that you can make sure that you're in the know. You say enterado. And I always used to mix that word up. Siempre. I would always say enterrado. Isn't that buried? Yeah, that's not, no es lo mismo. It's not the same thing. All right. So we've got our pop quiz. Now, I know this week coming up is, for most people, I don't like to generalize, but for most people, it's a holiday, right? I know Vaughn Radio, we're taking a little break. There will be repeats on, but I know myself, I'm going to take a well-needed break. I will be having a couple classes, doing a few things, but really, I'm not going to be producing. FYI, that doesn't mean there won't be episodes. As I said, show with no name, you're going to hear repeats every day at this time during the following week, Easter week. And FYI, you'll have brand spanking new episodes on each of those Fridays as well. In Good Friday, which is Viernes Santo, and this coming Friday, which we're looking at malls, as you guys know. Malls? Wait, now I'm at malls? Yeah. We're looking at malls this coming Friday on the podcast. So another way to make sure you can continue to practice your English, and you can pick up materials at our Vaughn Tienda. Also, if you live outside of Spain, or you can always get stuff on Amazon. As you know, you can get, I think these books are on Amazon. They're on a lot of, como decimos, wherever fine books are sold. So wherever you guys are going, I'm going south. I always go south. I'm like a bird. And also because, well, my family has a house there. So, saves us a little bit of money on hotels and things like that. And I love Almeria. Close your eyes. Be there with me. All right. This is from chapter 5. So if you have my book, English Everywhere, my first book, Inglés en Cualquier Parte, this is chapter 5, where we are at the beach. Let me just give you a rundown of some of the chapters in the book. At the library, back to school, in the garden, at the gym, at the hairdressers, at the airport, numbers, at the dentist, in the restroom. So really, you're going to learn key vocabulary and phrases that you'll need in all of these places while learning homophones, pronunciation things. And remember, this book comes with audio. Anybody who has it, hey, here, there's a good exercise for you. It's not the pop quiz. Give me a 2-sentence or 3-sentence review of this book, and then you can copy and paste it and put it on Amazon too. Yeah, another thing you can do, guys, rate my books on Amazon. It really, really helps when they get those 5 stars and they get comments from you guys. All right, so if there's anybody here who is beach bound, rumbo a la playa, beach bound, then you're going to have to know this one. En verano, ella está tirada en la playa todo el día. Now, it's not literal. This is an expression, a noun that we use for somebody who loves to be at the beach. Now, I got to be honest. I love the beach, but I don't love spending hours and hours. It's too much for me, I like to take a dip, and I usually go early in the morning in the summer when no one's there. Just me and the old ladies, las señoras. Hey, it's great. We have fun, They're sitting there smoking their ducados, and I'm just, meditating in the water. And if you're asking me if I'm going to go swimming, I'm a giddy. Of course I'm going swimming. If the weather permitting, as we say. So how would you say that? Ella está tirada en la playa todo el día. And you can say she's lying on the beach all day long, but I'm not looking for the literal translation. How would we describe? We have a word for somebody who loves to be at the beach, and they love to just be there doing nothing. And that's part of the problem with the beach too. Okay, I can read Marca, and after I read that, then what? Okay, I can listen to a podcast. You see what I'm saying? So I have to do activities. I like to walk along the harbor, por el puerto, and things like that. All right, well, let's see how you guys are doing, and let's see if you're participating in our pop quiz. Yeah. Good morning, folks. Good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're tuned in. It's great to have you on board, whether you're with us live or you're just tuning in via podcast. As I said, that's the majority of you. Most of our views come from podcasts and the app. So you guys are a minority, a strong minority. Those of you who are able to be here with us live. Let's see. Kubla, morning. He says, sup, glamorous kin. What's up, Kubla? Diego, Don Diego. How can I forget? Don Diego Alonso says, good morning, Alberto, friends and family. Greetings from Greenwood Lake, the coziest town northwest of the heart of NYC. Dad, you got to tell them to hire you for the Tourism Bureau. La Oficina de Turismo. We say the Bureau. Let's see. There's Born to Iron Man, Superman. He says, morning, folks. Let's dive into the last live show with no name before Easter. That's the attitude. Born to Iron Man. There's Danilo. Danilo says, greetings from Peru, Alberto. What's up? A shout out to Danilo, tuning in from Peru. There's Vero. Vero says, morning, beautiful people. Have a terrific weekend. I would like to dedicate today's show to my parents, Felix and Conchi, on their 50th wedding anniversary. Os quiero, papis. Awesome, Vero. And thanks for telling us their name. Gracias por compartir. Mucha gente dice, es el cumple de mi hijo y nunca sabemos cómo se llama. Así le podemos saludar por su nombre. So, Félix y Conchi. Toma, es un té, no es champán, pero to another 50, a otros 50. That's beautiful. Thanks for sharing, Vero. And you know me, we've got some surprises in store. We've got another celebration going on today, too. Woo-hoo! I love it. I love it. There's Laura. Laura says, good morning, gorgeous show with no namers. The Easter holidays are just around the corner. Let's enjoy these 2 magical hours together. That's the attitude. You guys are ready to rock today. I can see. Laura also says, happy 50th wedding anniversary to your parents, Vero. Yeah. Cheers. I'll drink to that. Well, I'll drink tea, chai tea. Que de hecho, eso es redundante, ¿lo sabíais? Porque la palabra chai significa té. So if you say chai tea, estás diciendo té, té. Hey, you know, stuff you need to know. Lupe, there she is, our super Lupe. She says, morning, friends, TGIF. Let's make the most of this beautiful day. I agree. Juan Martinez. Hello. Hello to you too, Juan. Born to Iron Man says 50th. Wow. Congrats to, te falta el to, Born to Iron Man. Congrats to Vero's parents. Oh, yeah. I see we're getting lots of love. Lots and lots of love. Marta. There she is. She says, good morning, friends. It's Friday. Oh, everybody's in a great mood. I can see. Oh, yeah. Kubla says, in summer, she's basking in the sun all day long. I'm going to give it to you, but you got to pay attention to detail. Right? En la playa, because you can be, that's an important part there. And as I said, it's not a literal translation. It's correct. One thing is correct, and the other thing is what I'm looking for. Let's see if anybody else got it. But yes, to bask in the sun, right? To love, to enjoy the sun, right? Let's see. Laura uses the same one, to bask in the sun. Not what I'm looking for. Ok, olvídate del sol. Está tirada en la playa todo el día haciendo poca cosa. El sol está ahí, sí, claro. All right, let's see. Let's see. Kubla says, not me. If I lounged on the beach, I'd have to be rushed to the hospital with a nasty looking sunburn. Well, Kubla, the good thing is you can protect yourselves. I mean, the chiringuito, the hut. That's my style is, you know, I'm obviously when I'm in the water, I'm exposed to the sun. But the rest of the time, I'm under the umbrella. I'm at the beach hut, you know, and obviously just, well, you know it with kids, you know, we put on sunscreen. You gotta protect yourself. Absolutely. I imagine Kubla and all of you. And if you're not protecting yourself, why not? Especially down in Almeria, the south of Spain, that is a harsh sun. There's Monse checking in as well. And she says, happy anniversary. So a lot of people saying happy anniversary to, I forget their names. Ooh. Felix and Conchi. Let's give them a nice round of applause for 50 years of magic. And as I said before, we've got another surprise after our first break. Now, let's look at some other beach vocabulary. If any of you are going to the beach, don't put these in the comments. If not, we have too many comments and I get lost. So I want you guys, more importantly, to do these aloud to yourselves, okay? Not necessary to put them in the comments. This is just a quick quiz to go over some of the stuff, all right? And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Laura. You got it. She's a beach bum. Una holgazana, you say, de la playa, right? Yeah, somebody who's a beach bum loves to put their bum on the beach. No? Bum, culete, bum. Bum is vagabundo también. So it's vagabundo de playa. Think about it. A beach bum. These people who can spend every waking hour there. Don't get me wrong. I love to be near the beach. I'm talking about being on the beach, exposed to the sun, as I'm sure many of you, right? So let's go through some of this vocabulary. I already told you sunscreen. We say protector solar. We call it sunscreen. You heard me say the word umbrella before. Yeah, there's no difference for us si es para proteger de lluvia o del sol de la playa. Ojo, si es el que llevas en la mano para protegerte del sol. That's called a parasol. Es así. Pero el que llevas en la mano cuando llueve y el que pones en la playa, they're both called umbrellas. Y no hay que decir beach umbrella y rain umbrella, nunca lo he oído en mi vida. Right? So, ojo con esa, pero parasol sí que lo usamos. They're not very common. It's much more common to see beach umbrellas. And man, I know there have been a few near-death experiences with that. Sure. You know, think about it. What happens when that wind kicks up? Those beach umbrellas, oh man, they fly through the air. And that's like a steak. No digo un chuletón. Una estaca. Se pronuncia igual. All right, let's take a look at some more vocabulary over here from the book. So, waves, olas. También es un double trouble. He waves at the waves. Yeah, he's a little bit nuts. Él saluda a las olas. Y también ondas. Microondas, microwave. So again, from one word, we get three, because that's what a show with no namer does. Faro, very, very logical word. Lighthouse. Aren't they beautiful? I don't know about you guys, but they have a certain charm. Anytime I see a place with a lighthouse, I don't know. There's a certain nostalgia, a certain charm. And I didn't grow up near lighthouses. Maybe that's why. To me, they're like foreign objects. Muelle, the dock or the pier. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Cubo is a pail. A pail. Socorrista, lifeguard. Ojo con la pronunciación. No es guard, it's guard. Lifeguard. Gafas de sol. Shades, si queremos decirlo a la americana. Shades. Sunglasses valen todo el mundo. Y en Australia me han contado que dicen sunnies, que me parece muy chulo. No está en el libro, ese es bonus. Then you've got colchoneta, a raft. Or you say, yeah, colchoneta. I love these things. Those are fun. They're relaxing. And then you got your neverita. And how do we say that? Do we say a little fridge? No, but people would understand you. Te voy a dar un double trouble over here. Mi neverita es más chula que la tuya. My cooler is cooler than yours. Well, hey, we're playing with words, right? It's a good way to remember it. My cooler is cooler than yours. And what about marea alta? High tide. High tide. Me estoy ahogando. I hope you never have to use this one. Oh my God, I hope you never have to use this one. Help. Socorros, help. Eso es fácil. I'm drowning. I'm drowning. You hope some of these you hope you never have to use. You hope they never have to throw you a life preserver, right? Man, hey, the beach is a great place, but also Mother Nature is at her finest. Folks, we've got to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with tons more, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Yeah. Welcome back, my amigos. Welcome back. I hope you're here to have some fun, to play, to laugh. And you got amazing shows on Vaughn Radio all day, every day. Kick off your day with Richard Vaughn. Also the Pro Bow Show with Rob Grams. No Excuses with my buddy Fitz. You've got Ximena's Test Your English, followed by the Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy. Then Tosh Pasqua's Back to Basics. After that, Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. Then Western Civilization with Guy Williams. The Salad with Dave Boys. And Drive Time with Kyle Miller. All amazing programs that are designed to entertain you and to get you learning English, loving English, and who knows, you might even make some friends. Well, I've seen it. Here in our group, we've got so many people who have become friends. And you never know. Oh, maybe you could meet your soulmate. Tu media naranja. Hey, the first thing you have to have is something in common. And if you're here with us, the thing we have in common is that we love English, we love playing, and we love challenges. And it's time for another challenge. It's time for Say What? Say what? What? Say What Soundbite is the name of the game. Your life will never be the same. On the show with no name. Different day, different game. All right, folks. Today's Say What Soundbite, definitely a voice that all Americans and possibly all English speakers who grew up in an English-speaking world will recognize this voice. So, as usual, the goal here is not to recognize the voice. What you've shown me, if you recognize the voice, is good job. You know your pop culture. But more importantly, you've got a bigger duty here. And that is to first tell me what you heard in your own words. And ultimately, tell me the whole shebang. La expresión, the whole shebang, el paquete completo. There's a really native expression for you. Remember, if you want to learn some native expressions, I share videos every day. I have quizzes. They're on my social media. I know many of you make the most of them. So thank you again for, you know who you are. I don't even have to say your names. Thank you for commenting, sharing. You know, I really appreciate it. That's the reason these videos keep coming out. And I can tell you, before the show this morning, I recorded another 32 videos. I have to post-produce them. It's not done yet. And then I have to, schedule them and think of something. So it's not done yet. It's a lot of hard work, as I tell you. I'm not complaining about it, but I am saying if you like them, I know that hitting, compartir or, mencionar, I know that's not too hard. So I know I'm not asking too much of you. And if I am, I apologize. I try to give more than I take. In general, it's a rule I have, and it's a rule, I guess, that comes from my upbringing. Como me criaron a mí. All right, is everybody ready? This is the Say What soundbite for the first time. I'm really excited about this one today. I love this.
Talking about a massacre. They snatched my narcotics. Hightailed it out of there. Would have got away with it, but your son, fuckhead that he is, left his driver's license in a dead guy's hand.
All right. Oh, and there's a curse word in there, a swear, una palabrota. Don't put it because, well, we're not even allowed to mention, 3 Mile Island. So just imagine. If we're not allowed to mention like normal things, just imagine if you put it. So you can put, F, you know how to do it. Put in an exclamation point, whatever you want. All right, let me give it to you a second time, and then we'll talk about what you guys heard. As I said, I'd love this one. Here we go.
Talking about a massacre. They snatched my narcotics. Hightailed it out of there. Would have got away with it, but your son, fuckhead that he is, left his driver's license in a dead guy's hand.
All right. There you go, my amigos. There you go. That's the second listen. So we are halfway through the Say What soundbite. And right now, I see we've got a message from one of our listeners here. Let's see who left us a message. Remember, you want to leave a message. Real easy. Grab your phone, record a 1-minute message in English, send it to this email address, alonso@grupovon.com. All right? And I'll get that message, and I can't guarantee when it's going to be on the air. So try not to mention, que martes más bonito, because maybe I'm going to put it on a Friday. So try to make it evergreen, as we say. Contenido que vale para cualquier parte del año. Si lo meto un martes cualquiera, it doesn't make a difference. Okay, so share something you learned in English, share a reason, you like the show with no name or Von Radio, whatever. Keep it positive. As always, no one wants to hear your gripes. Gripes, tus quejas, gripes. Es graciosísimo porque la palabra es gripe. Si lo ves escrito, gripe. So let's see who left a message for us today. Hi, thanks for calling the show with no name. I can't get to the phone right now, so please leave a message after the tone.
Hello, Alberto. This is Leo, and I'm calling just to share with you what my beloved wife told me yesterday. You know what? Once more, she told me that I pay more attention. I listen to you much longer and with much more care on a day-to-day basis than I usually do to her. That was mean. How dare you? However, even though those inglorious comments, this Friday, March the 31st, is her birthday. And if you don't mind, if you are so kind, please send a big birthday shout out to her. She's a good girl and she deserves it. All, everything. Because she's the most beautiful and wonderful woman, human being in this world. And I love her and I'm still lovesick of her. Thank you, teacher.
Oh, wow. So that was your buddy Leonardo. Excellent job, Leonardo. And it's his wife Susana's birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. We love you. We love you.
All right. All right. Happy birthday, Susana. And what a great message. And what a nice job, Leo. Leo. You were oozing with personality. Y ojo, rezumando, rezumar, right? Is that the word? Al final te he dicho que se me iba a quedar esto. A rebosar, I think is más fácil para mí. Leonardo, I'm serious, dude. You sounded so comfortable. You sounded like, your personality came out. And you know how difficult that is to have your personality come through like that? It's really excellent job. And as my father would say, you did a good deed. Hiciste una buena obra by sending your wife a happy birthday message. So happy birthday, Susana. And it's funny, I was cracking up. Me estaba partiendo la caja, as you say. Well, let's look at we'll look at the call in general, and then we'll take a look at your say what soundbite comments. He said, beloved, querida, beloved. He said that he pays more attention to me or my show or Vaughn Radio than his wife. And Leo, that's very flattering, but balance, equilibrio. Okay. So the word that came to mind is she's vying for your attention, and to vie, V-Y-I-N-G. She's vying, okay? It's V-I-E, okay? V-I-E. Pero cuando ponemos el ING es V-Y-I-N-G. So, competir, luchar por. So that's funny stuff. Excellent too, muy natural. How dare you? ¿Cómo te atreves? Lo único, un errorcito, deserves, right? Tercera persona. She deserves. Solo te faltaba una S, but I think everybody will agree. Susana included. Leo's a great guy. It's a great guy, and it comes through. Y sale, ¿no? En su voz, en cómo se comunica. So wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Let's take a look here. We're going to go on over and see if you guys are participating in the Say What soundbite. As I said, I'm really excited about this one today. Let's see. Who have we got here? Born to Iron Man says, ha, ha, ha. Is this Leo? Our Leonardo? Of course. Great speaking, mate. Kudos to your wife. Ha ha. Let's see. Kubla says, kudos, Leo. I didn't expect any less than such a remarkable speech. Monse says, Leo, what a nice message. Happy birthday, Susana. Both of you have a great day. En vez de have you both, right? Have you both is la pregunta. Have you both taken a shower? So both of you have a great day. Or have a great day, comma, both of you. Let's see. Kubla says, talking about the Say What soundbite, it sounded like an American lawman saying that somebody's son messed up because the latter dropped the smoking gun at the crime scene. Kubla, perfect. Excellent. Perfect. You nailed it. Not one mistake. Excellent job. Laura says, what a lovely message, Leo. What a lovely message. I would be jealous too. Many happy returns, Susana. Well, hey, at least Leo has a healthy addiction. Learning English is a good addiction. I've seen a lot worse. Okay, my mother works with people with addiction and emotional problems. So, all right. I guess that explains me, right? She's been working with me her whole life. Leo says, ha ha ha. I can't stand hearing my voice. Nobody, Leo, that's not your English. Nobody, even in their own fucking language. Tú sabes la tortura. I have to edit my own voice in mi podcast. Aquí no. But FYI, I do the editing. I produce it. So a lot of times I'm like, ugh, y me sé todas mis muletillas, todos mis suspiros. Whew. Believe me, you don't hate your voice. I know you guys love my voice, but I can't take it. I got to listen to it, echoing in my head in headphones. But that's part of being a producer. You got to listen to yourself kind of like you were another person. Let's see. He says, I hope your ears aren't bleeding after hearing my heavy accent. Nope, not at all. As I said, you came across beautifully. Thanks for everything, guys. You made our day. No. Thank you. You made our day over here. So happy birthday to Susana and happy anniversary also to Vedo's parents. We've got so many things to celebrate here, but right now we're going to go into some tricky territory. It's our most difficult section, Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. That's right, amigos. It is our Spelling Bee only on the Show with No Name. And as always, the Spelling Bee is a part of the show where I have you guys learn some English with us. And as always, when we learn some English, we play and we enjoy every second of it. Cada segundillo. So, what have we got? We've got to go to round one. And round one, oh man, round one is hellish. De demonios, I think you say. It's hellish. So if you don't get it, no sweat. You'll get it on the second round. No worries at all. A couple comments very quickly, though, before we begin. Montse says, I was not able to get the Say What soundbite. It was too difficult for me. Or I'm rusty. Hey. Don't worry. You've got two more chances, Monse. Don't give up. Laura, let's see. Laura says, I heard an American man saying that while some people got away with a crime, the son of the person he's talking to left his driving license behind. Absolutely. Great observations, Laura. All right. Let's go with our Spelling Bee. This is round one. Okay, and let's, for the sake of simplicity here, just to make it uniform, we're going to capitalize everything. Vamos a empezar todas las palabras con mayúscula, okay? Again, this is more for the sake of simplicity. Is everybody ready? This is round one. The first word is WROUGHT-IRON. The second word is LATTICE space Tower. The third one is CHAMP space DE space MARS. The next one is GUSTAVE space EIFFEL. The fifth one is IRON space LADY. The sixth one is I'll give you the year, 1889, porque es un año, así no te lío. 1889 space WORLD apostrophe S space FAIR. Give me a second to catch my breath, please. My God, it's fast. Now I can give you a clue, as I always do. I love to give you guys a little clue for my friends, mon ami. A little clue in today's spelling bee, where we will play and go to the eternal city, the city of lights, where we will see the tower. The towers over all the rest. Not in height, but in importance. That's a really, really bad French accent. Pardon my French. Perdona por decir una palabrota, pero también perdona cómo hablo el francés. All right, let's take a look. Born to Iron Man, no cuenta en dos, man. Come on, you know this. I don't want to go over this kind of basic stuff. I want it all, and I want it in one, right? So, what can I say? It's not what I'm looking for, but excellent effort nonetheless. Born to Iron Man, and you can try again if you'd like, but no cuenta ponerlo con un asterisco. Aquí no. We're not looking for that one. Good try, but it's not going to work. All right, let's take a look over here. We've got Kubla taking a stab at it, and let's see. Kubla, the first one is correct. The second one is correct. The third one's correct. The fourth one's correct. The fifth one is correct. And the sixth one is correct. Nice job, Kubla. Awesome job. You nailed it. It is today's spelling bee. I went really fast. And now ahora sí, Born to Iron Man. If you want to put them all together in one, then it counts. But we don't do the asterisk thing. This isn't Twitter. No, eso es muy de Twitter. Oh, because you can't edit. Oh, thanks, Elon, and everybody who came before him. All right, so Kubla, Born to Iron Man, wonderful job. Now, this is the round for the rest of us. This is the round where I would get it too. The first one is WROUGHT-IRON. The second one is LATTICE space TOWER. The third one is CHAMP space DE space MARS. The fourth one is GUSTAVE space EIFFEL. The fifth one is IRON space LADY. And the last one is 1889 space WORLD apostrophe S space FAIR. And also a nice round of applause for Vero and Marta. Excellent job. And we've got Laura as well. You guys and gals are kicking but, and that's what I love to see. Wonderful job. That's right. As Iron Man said, today we are going to Gay Paris and we're going to take a walk around the Eiffel Tower. And why? Well, why not? It's the world's most visited site, right? Tourist attraction. And in case you didn't know it, I'm sure, especially Born to Iron Man knows it. There's an episode of FYI on the Eiffel Tower. And I mean, it's spellbinding, okay? Spellbinding, te hechiza, te pone un hechizo. It's spellbinding when you look at it, when you see it in photos. But then when you learn the history behind it, the fact that it was supposed to be temporary, it was supposed to be torn down after the World's Fair. So if you want to find out more, we're going to get into a little bit today here on the show. Obviously, we're not going to go on for an hour like the 2 episodes of FYI together, but I will give you some fun facts about the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, you say a Torre Eiffel, we say Eiffel. I guess we'd have to ask him how he pronounces his name. He would know. So yes, the Eiffel Tower was officially opened today in the year 1889. And we'll take a look at that in a little bit. We're just going to take a quick commercial break. Plus, name that movie, homophones, double trouble, name that lyric, jokes, and so much more in the second half of today's program. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name, exclusively on Vaughn Radio. Come on in, everybody, come on in. We're having fun, and we're getting ready for Easter week, or spring break en las universidades. Lo llaman spring break. But if you guys want to keep learning, you can continue to learn with us. And it's real simple. If you follow us on social media, even though you're going to have repeats here on the Vaughn Radio app, you'll be able to get content every day. So follow Vaughn, follow me, follow all of us, because, well, I'm telling you, it's just a way to make sure you're learning a little English every day, even when you're on the toilet, because a little bit goes a long way. Un poquitín da para mucho. A little bit every day goes a long way. Hey, I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. If you want to learn these kinds of expressions, follow me. Look at this. I'll show you my social media right now if you're watching. Look at this. I mean, hundreds of videos that I've shared. And then you've got in my stories, you've got little quizzes. You've got FYI episodes. Oh, that's another thing. During the Easter break, you're not only going to be getting the FYI episode that drops every Friday, but remember, I also release bonus episodes every now and again. So you can expect, I'll tell you right now, just by listening to the show with no name, you guys got some inside information. Today, this is every Friday you get an episode. I released the episode on malls. My niece, Candela, participated in the episode, and she did a wonderful, wonderful job. And then April 3rd, you can expect an episode on smartphones on April 3rd. On April 7th, we're going to the Roman Empire. That's right. April 13th, you get the bonus episode of espionage. So that's 2 bonus episodes that you're going to be getting throughout the month of April, along with, as I just said, the Roman Empire, as well as Malls, which just came out today. And then after the Roman Empire, April 14th, this is all in the next coming weeks, you've got an episode on The Simpsons. So tons of great content just waiting to be discovered. All you have to do is go on over and hit follow wherever, just search on your whatever podcast platform you use and hit follow, and you'll get a notification. Or maybe you have to put receive notifications. I don't know. Every platform is different, but make sure you get the notifications. All right. This is your Say What soundbite for the 3rd time. Please write down what you hear.
Talking about a massacre. They snatched my narcotics, hightailed it out of there. Would have got away with it, but your son, fuckhead that he is, left his driver's license in a dead guy's hand.
All right, there you go, folks. I was going to say friends and folks, and I mixed the words there. All right, let's see if anybody got it. Sometimes I have some students who get it after the 3rd go. And ladies and gentlemen, I was right. See, before I moved on, I said, let me just check. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got it. It's Kubla. That's right, Kubla. Awesome stuff there. Wonderful, wonderful. And we'll see if anybody else can figure it out as well. And now we're going to go back to Gay Paris. That's right. We're going to the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower. What a beautiful place it is. It's over there on the river. It was supposed to be torn down, as I said, after 20 years. Okay. It was originally built for the World's Fair in 1889, as we said, La Expo Mundial. It's made of wrought iron. Vamos a ver cómo se dice eso. Iron es fácil, hierro, but wrought iron, hierro forjado. Ah, mira, I didn't know that. Hierro torneado. Yeah, look at that. So it's made of wrought iron, and it's a lattice tower. And lattice, no sé en español, lattice es entramado, enrejado, cuadrícula, celosía. Oh, wow. So lattice, it's a kind of design. Sometimes you'll see lattice bridges as well. What else? What are the other words? We said wrought iron. We said lattice tower. Champ de Mars. That's the area where the Eiffel Tower is. Gustave Eiffel. He was the creator. And he worked with Bartholdi, who designed the Statue of Liberty. So there's a Statue of Liberty connection there. And there's also an FYI episode on Lady Liberty. The next one was Iron Lady. That's one of her nicknames, one of the Eiffel Tower's nicknames. And as I said, after 20 years, it was supposed to be torn down. But Eiffel had an idea. And he said, I'm going to put a radio antenna on top. And after that, it was deemed an important part of the communication system in Paris. And they said, we can't, we would lose a lot of our different frequencies. So also Hitler, when Hitler was in Paris, when they invaded Paris, He wanted it to be torn down as well. So I guess that's another thing. It's like a tower that refuses to be torn down. Not even, Nazis can stop them. And according to the legend, and there's a photo of it, basically they cut the elevator cables up to the top so that Hitler couldn't go up there. Well, he could, but he'd have to take the stairs. So they say Hitler never got to see that amazing view that I'm sure many of you have seen. I've seen it twice, and I'll never forget it. And so he never got to go up there. They were able to hoist, levantar, the Nazi flag on top of the Eiffel Tower, but it's pretty cool. And as I said, there are so many connections between Lady Liberty and the Iron Lady. And one of them, as I said, is Bartholdi, and he was in charge of designing the internal frame. If you Google it, if you're near a computer right now, Google Statue of Liberty interior frame, and you'll see it's the Eiffel Tower, but molded like the Statue of Liberty. And then it has copper over it. Either way, you've got these are both episodes of FYI. You've got one on the Eiffel Tower and one on the Statue of Liberty as well. And if you want to hear about any certain topic, let me know. Don't tell me now here, but write me a direct message, a private message, and let me know your suggestions for upcoming FYI episodes. All right, it's time to move on to movies. Name that movie. That's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie, only on the Show with No Name, and this is where we take a look at a flick, and hopefully you guys will recognize the flick. If not, no worries, you'll still learn some English from it either way, de todas formas. So let's take a look. Here's your trailer, and then we'll take a look at some of the vocabulary, and we'll see if you guys know it. Here we go. In fact, I think I'm going to need some music over here. Let's see if I've got something. Okay. Years following the events of The Shining, 1980, El Resplandor. A now adult Dan Torrance must protect a young girl with similar powers from a cult known as the True Knot, who prey on children with powers to remain immortal. Whoa, that sounds pretty creepy. So it's definitely not a rom-com. Rom-com, romantic comedy. Nope. So years following the events, los acontecimientos of The Shining, El Resplandor, in 1980, a now adult Dan Torrance, and you remember Dan Torrance, Danny Torrance? ¿Qué es lo que dice en español? En inglés dice red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, que es murder, asesinato, al revés. Red rum, ron rojo. Yeah. I don't know how they translated it into Spanish, but a now adult Danny Torrance must protect a young girl with similar powers from a cult, una secta, known as the True Knot, el nudo verdadero, who prey on, acechan, ¿no? Van detrás de, usan como presa. They prey on children with powers, poderes, to remain immortal. And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kubla. Give it up for Kubrick. Kubla. Well, folks, this is, of course, a movie. Well, not of course. It's, as I said, it's related to The Shining, but it's not directed by Kubrick, as you can imagine, like the original one. But it is written by Stephen King, nonetheless. And the movie is called Dr. Sleep. Dr. Sleep. It stars Ewan McGregor and Rebecca Ferguson. I've got to be honest, I haven't seen it. Have any of you seen it? I'm a huge fan of The Shining, but I don't know if it really needs to be revisited. But the thing was, Stephen King didn't think so either. But so many people started, telling him what happens to Danny, what happens to the family, in The Shining. And audiences, they demanded to know. So what happened was he was forced to tell this story. He's like, all right, guys, if everybody's asking me to do it, I guess we have to do it. And so it came out of that. And Ewan McGregor, you guys know him. He originally got famous from Train Spotting, but now he's been in so many movies, including Star Wars. He admitted that he doesn't really like horror movies. So he never watched The Shining until he started acting, the original one. And once he saw it, I think he was like, wow. I mean, let's be honest. Have you all seen The Shining? Just the cinematography. You say fotografía, we say the cinematography. And so let's take a look. We'll take a look at the scene that I've chosen, And the movie, again, is called Doctor Sleep, right? No es doctor, es doctor. La segunda O es como una E. Doctor Sleep. And the bartender, there are a lot of winks, a lot of nods, muchos guiños al primero, evidentemente. And the bartender says, well, first it says, Jack takes a drink. Jack Torrance, who was originally played by Jack Nicholson, takes a drink. Y la otra frase famosa, here's Johnny. He says, a man tries. Un hombre intenta. A man tries. A man provides. And to provide is to make sure your family has everything they need. Proveer, aportar. So a man tries. He provides, but is surrounded, rodeado de. He's surrounded by mouths that eat, que comen, and scream, que gritan, to eat, to scream. There's the Wilhelm scream. And cry, llorar, and nag. And to nag es como molestar a alguien, pero verbalmente, like quejarse, fastidiar, molestar. Stop nagging me. Why are you nagging? I love that word, nag. Okay? And we say it, he's a nag. Nunca no te deja respirar. So he asks for one thing. Pide una cosa. Just one thing for him to warm him up. We know that one because I always tell you every day. I say, Fitz's show is a great way to warm up, calentar, to warm him up, to take the sting. And sting is dolor, picor, right? If somebody slaps you, ow, that stings. So to take the sting, the proverbial sting, out of those days, and the mouse eating and eating and eating everything he makes, everything he has. A family, quiero que todos pronunciéis esta conmigo. No es family, sino family. Family. A family, a wife, a kid. Those mouths eat time. Comen el tiempo. They eat your days on earth. Comen tus días, van comiendo, desgastando your days on earth. Vamos a pronunciar esa palabra también, por favor. Earth, como si la A no estuviera en la palabra. And then he pours another drink. And this is a good one to know because we don't say, put me a drink. Could you pour me some more wine? Could you pour me a drink? Suena igual que pour, pobre. Y also pour lo usamos para está lloviendo a cántaros. Oh, man, it is pouring. Okay. And then the bartender says, just gobble them up. And to gobble is to engullir, to gobble them up. It's also the sound that a turkey makes. Gobble, 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 gobble. So think about this. On Thanksgiving, you gobble a turkey, and the turkey says, gobble, gobble. Okay, hey, if it helps you remember it. So just gobble them up. It's enough to make a man sick. Es bastante para hacer que un hombre esté enfermo. And he offers Dan the glass of whiskey. Se lo ofrece. And the bartender says, this is the medicine. So tell me, pup, and pup is cachorro, are you going to take your medicine? Vas a tomar tu medicina? And I remember looking at that yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. We looked at take versus have, right? We said you take medicine and you have food. So are you going to take your medicine? It reminds me of the idiomatic expression, you're going to give him a taste of his own medicine. ¿Tenéis algo parecido? You're going to get a taste of your own medicine. Una cata, vas a probar tu propia medicina. And then Dan Torrance says, tearfully. And if you think about it, in this scene, he's sitting in the same spot where his dad was, at the bar, and sitting on the stool. Stool es un taburete. Oh, and that's another thing. They painstakingly, and that means meticulosamente, they painstakingly recreated all the sets of the original Overlook Hotel. They painstakingly created them to a T, pero igualito. Again, I haven't seen the movie, but I guess I'll have to take their word for it. And you know how they did that? Well, the original blueprints, los planes, the blueprints, were acquired. I don't know if that means stolen, taken. They disappeared. They were acquired from Stanley Kubrick's estate. And the word estate, I think, is patrimonio, finca, hacienda, herencia, right? That whole idea there. So I imagine you'll see a lot of parallels, just like, when you see Maverick these days, you can see it as its own movie, but there are so many winks and nods that you're going to want to see the original. And as I said, Dan Torrance tearfully, entre lágrimas, tearfully says, I'm not. And Jack knocks the glass away. Okay. Le da al vaso. Remember, a cup suele ser un vaso no de cristal, and a glass is de cristal. So we don't say a cup of wine, sino a glass of wine. And Jack knocks the glass away. Le da un golpe. He knocks the glass away, smashing it. Y lo aplasta. He smashes it. So check it out if you haven't seen it, especially if you're a fan of The Shining, which I think is just a classic. You could say a horror classic, or it's just a classic, period. All right, guys, it's time to move on, though, to homophones.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. Show with no name. Show with homophones. Show it no name.
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And let's take a look at these two words over here, and we'll see if you guys are able to figure out these words that I've chosen. And again, I think if there's any part of the show where you should participate aloud in voz alta, it's definitely this part of the show. All right? Because this is where we look at words that usually are just little nuances, pequeños matices. Okay, so the first word, this is, I'm just going to make sure I get it right in Spanish, porque a veces también en español medio me lo estoy inventando myself, right? So again, that's another thing I learn during this part of the show. I'm always learning new words in Spanish. right? And a lot of times you guys correct me, me ayudáis, right? You guys are like, no, bueno, Alberto, no se pronuncia así. O es el o la, which is weird because, as you know, in English, we don't use gender in the language. It's unisex. Okay, so the first word is to make holy. To make holy. In Spanish, you say santificar o consagrar. It's also, bueno, también es santo, pero no se usa así, no. O sea, let's just look at it as santificar. Qué raro, yo hubiese dicho right? Sanctificar en inglés. Pero, interesting. See, I told you I'm learning stuff all the time. So, santificar, consagrar. That is our first word. And our second word is something that is empty inside. Algo que está hueco, I think you say, por dentro. Si hablamos de una cara, if we're talking about somebody's face, it's demacrado, it says here. Un argumento, vacío, hueco, es humo, right? También es un hueco si estamos andando, literalmente, in the geographical sense of the word. Es hondonada. Oh, I've never seen that one. Un valle, hondonada. So it's like a small valley, I would say. Y algo más. A ver. No. Bueno, sí, it's got a lot of different meanings, but I think we've covered some of the main meanings of that second word. The good news, and I think this is what's going to save you guys today in the homophone section, is that the first word only has one usage. The second word has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the figurative sense, 7. But the good thing is, y es vaciar, claro, como verbo, vaciar algo también. The good news is we're going to take a look at this. We'll see what your answers are. We'll hear the words and we'll use them in context. Plus, we've got so much to do in the final part of today's show. And, just 26 minutes separates us. Well, no, I'm lying. I've got more work to do today. Well, all right. We're there. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I could use, ¿sabéis esta estructura? Me vendría bien. I could use a few days off, unos días libre. I can't tell you what I've been working on, but I've been hard at work. Folks, we'll be right back with the last part of today's show. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. After today's show, you've got the one and only Ximena Holiday and her program Test Your English. Don't miss it. You can follow along too. We have a material, a book at our Vaughn Tienda, and it's called Test Your English. You'll learn some of the most common mistakes or pitfalls. Pitfalls. Vamos a ver cómo se traduce pitfalls. Obstáculos, dificultades, trampas. Pitfalls. A pit es un agujero, and you fall. Estamos hablando antes de hueco, un hueco. Oh, interesting. Well, we're going to get there in a minute. We're going to check the homophones because I got a lot of people participating in the homophones section, and that's great. Oh, yeah. But first, we need to listen to our Say What soundbite, folks. This will be the last listen of today's Say What soundbite, so please write down what you hear.
Talking about a massacre. They snatched my narcotics, hightailed it out of there. Would have got away with it, but your son, fuckhead that he is, left his driver's license in a dead guy's hand.
All right, there we go, amigos. That's your fourth and final listen of the Say What soundbite. Let's go on over to our homophone section and see how you guys did there. Kubla is the first one to participate, and he says the words are and they sound alike. Well, Kubla, those are the correct words over there, and you say they're homophones. Let's see if your fellow students agree with you. Monse says the words are and they aren't homophones. Oh, this is getting interesting here. Laura says the two words are and they're not homophones. Okay, Vero says they're not homophones to me. So the question is, who's right? Kubla or Monse and company? All right, well, you know how we solve this. There's never any debate here. It's quite simple. The only thing is sometimes in one plate, like ayer vimos ladder. But in general, if it's a homophone, it's a homophone. If not. There are a couple exceptions, as always, depending on, the way people pronounce things. All right, so let's take a look at the two words. The first word is hallow. Hallow. Hallow be thy name. I'm sure Born to Iron Man is thinking of an Iron Maiden song right now. Hallowed be thy name. What a great song it is. Hallowed be thy name. So it's hallow. Al. Like my name, Alberto. Hallow. All right. And the second word, algo que es hueco, and we'll look at some examples right now. The second word is hollow. So, hollow. 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 They are not homophones. All right, Monse. Give it up for Monse, Laura, and Vero knocking it out of the park, nailing today's homophones or lack thereof. Carencia de. They aren't homophones. Hollow. Oh, and as I said, hacer algo, hacer un hueco, cavarlo. They hollowed out, the termites hollowed out the tree. Eso es el phrasal verb, okay? And hallowed ground, tierra sagrada, right? Eso es cuando añadimos ed, se convierte en adjetivo. So, hollow. Vero, careful, you got them the other way around. los tuyos no son iguales, Vero. Yo lo estoy diciendo en el orden que los dije y los tuyos están al revés. So make sure you know that when you're saying them, right? Hallow, and hollow. And also not to be confused with halo, what an angel has over its head. And it's also a video game, Halo for Xbox. All right, folks, it's time for today's Double Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up.
Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble. That's right, amigos. It's Double Trouble only on the show with no name. And also a nice round of applause for Laura. Laura got the Say What soundbite. Wonderful job, Laura. Oh, yeah. All right, well, here we go with today's Double Trouble. I think it's going to be tough. I think so. But we'll see how you guys do. Se escapó de la reunión. Escabullirse, escapar, right? Pero nos resbala. No nos importa un pepino. Okay? No le damos la mayor importancia. All right? So, se escaqueó, se escapó de la reunión, pero nos resbala, I don't know how to say it. No nos importa un pepino, no nos importa nada. ¿Ok? Como que no le damos la mayor importancia. Okay? And I can give you a little clue if you'd like. You know me, I love to give you clues whenever possible. Let me see if I can find that clue I was looking for. Is that a duck quacking? Yeah, that's right. Maybe that's a clue. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. En español yo creo que es blanco y en botella. Es leche, right? Also, another student who has figured out our Say What soundbite. There's Vero. Excellent job, Vero. Wonderful job. All right, anybody? Double Trouble is giving you guys a hard time here today, huh? Nos está costando. Okay, se escapó. Pone aquí escabullirse. Right? Es irse rápido, un poco, escaparse, to leave secretly, right? To try and avoid being included in something. Okay, let's see. Laura, there's Laura. She says, he gave us the slip at the meeting, but we don't give a damn. Oh, el give y el give. So he gave us the slip. Se escapó de la reunión. I haven't heard that one. It might be. I wouldn't say that in English because in the United States, if you give somebody a slip or a pink slip, es le despides, right? Es una hoja. But we don't give a damn. Well, the second part's good. The first one, maybe. I haven't heard it before. Let's see. Monse says, she ducked out the meeting, but we duck it. Monse, uy. Let's see. There's Kubla taking a stab at it. He ducked out of the meeting, but to us, it's like water off a duck's back. There it is. Nice job. Almost, Monse. Pero por eso quiero que usemos las cosas con frases completas. So it's to duck out, but it's to duck out of. Que piénsalo como un pato. Metes la cabeza como en la ola y te vas, right? So to duck out of. Man, you ducked out of that meeting the other day. Te escapaste, te escaqueaste, ahí te fuiste, right? Oh, guys, I gotta go put money in the parking meter. That's that kind of thing, right? So he ducked out of the meeting, but it's water off a duck's back. Y piénsalo, se le resbala al pato, el agua que le pasa en la espalda del pato. Same idea. He's not injured, he doesn't care. He's not phased. No le desconcierta, no le llega. So if something is water off a duck's back, not really that important. It's a trivial kind of thing. So he ducked out of the meeting, but it's water off a duck's back. And do you guys recognize that duck? Well, that's where it all started. The first double trouble ever was el pato se tuvo que agachar. There you go. And you just found a couple more meanings of that word. So excellent job, my amigos. I think you should be rewarded with some of my amazing jokes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking. That's right, amigos. You're joking only on the show with no name. And I'm going to give you a couple jokes today, and we'll see if you guys get these jokes or not. So, yeah, the other day, I'm sure many of you know, I went to Ibiza, as the British say. I was in Ibiza. I was going to go to Tenerife, but then I decided Lanzarote. But then I said Ibiza, and I just couldn't decide, you know. And so I couldn't get my phone to work in my hotel room. Yeah, it was weird. For some reason, it wasn't working. So I went downstairs and they had the reception there. No. No. They had the reception there. I think it's hysterical. So yeah, I couldn't get my phone to work. I was having trouble. Couldn't get a signal. So I went downstairs at the hotel and they had the reception there. Okay, reception is cobertura. Okay? I'm sorry, I get horrible reception, cobertura, señal, right? But also, the reception is the front desk, right? The lobby. Hay tres formas. The reception desk, donde te reciben, the lobby, or the front desk at a hotel, all right? So do you get it now? They had the reception there. Ahí estaba la recepción, ahí estaba la cobertura. Pick it up. It's ringing. It's for you. All right. I don't know who it's for. Let's see if you get my next joke over here. I'm not sure about this because once I went down to the reception, I'm going to continue my story here. I wasn't too sure about the hotel's cafe, la cafeteria. Yeah, it was trendy, you know, and but I wasn't too sure about it. You know, it really filled me with uncertainty. I went to the cafe in the lobby, and it was a little bit too trendy, un poco demasiado de moda, you know, cosas que pasan de moda rápido, and it filled me with uncertainty. Uncertainty, incertidumbre, uncertainty, que no estaba muy seguro sobre ello. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, bad joke. I got one more for you, though. One more. I turned up with a friend. As many of you know, I went to Ibiza with a friend of mine. And we turned up, or we showed up, nos presentamos, at the hotel lobby. And I was there with my friend, and the staff said, do you have reservations? And I said, yeah. I suspect the beds will be lumpy and the breakfast buffet will be pretty poor. No? I think it's funny. I've never said it. I should have. Yeah, how many times I could have used this line when I checked into a hotel? So, you get it? I turned up at the hotel lobby with my friend, and the guy said, "Do you have reservations?" And I said, "Yeah, actually, I do. I suspect the beds will be lumpy and the breakfast buffet poor." Reservations, doubts, right? How would you say it in Spanish? Reservas, dudas, right? I have my reservations about this hotel. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully you guys learned some double meanings in our section called You're Joking. And I think that's worth celebrating. And plus, we're celebrating Leo's wife's birthday. We've got a wedding celebration. So let's go on over to famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone. On the show with no name. Birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone. On the show with no name.
That's right. That's right. Oh, and I didn't explain the word lumpy. Well, a lump is como un trozo. So if something's lumpy, tiene como bultos por la cama. It's not like a flat mattress. You know, those typical flea motels. A flea motel is un hotel muy de estas. One that you should have your reservations about. All right, well, let's take a look at today's famous birthdays. The first person was born in the year 1971. He's a Scottish actor. And he's won the Golden Globe Primetime Emmy Award and the BAFTA Britannia Humanitarian Award. And in 2013, he was appointed Officer of the Order of the British Empire. His first professional role was in a show on Channel 4 called Lipstick on Your Collar. But he got to, he catapulted to international fame when he played heroin addict Mark Ranton in Trainspotting and Trainspotting 2. He also played Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Wars pre-prequel trilogy. And he played Christian in the musical Moulin Rouge. He was also John Grimes in Black Hawk Down and Edward Bloom in Big Fish and been in so many movies, of course. Oh, and don't forget, he was also in the update, the follow-up of the one and only The Shining called Dr. Sleep, which I haven't seen, but I'm a fan. I must say I'm definitely a fan of this guy as an actor. And we've got up next a guy who was born in 1955, Scottish too, but Scottish Australian. And what group is he in? You might have heard of them. It's a group that is just awesome. I think you call them everywhere around the world. AC/DC. Oh, no. En español es ACDC. Okay, never mind. So, yes, the guy who has the famous duck walk. Hemos mirado la palabra duck hoy. The duck walk, los andares de pato that he does with his guitar. And when he has these little spasmos on the ground. Oh, man, I've seen him a couple times. And you know when you know you're seeing a genius? Well, that's what happened. And this guy was born in 1943. Speaking of geniuses, he's one of my favorite actors. What he does is when he gets a script, he takes all the punctuation out. He goes, we don't speak in punctuation. So that's why if you've ever seen him act, he pauses at weird places because sometimes people don't always pause at the right place. And he is, man, I love him. He's been in so many movies, Reservoir Dogs. He's been also in, what else? I'm thinking Sleepy Hollow, The Dead Zone. He was in my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies, Amor a Quemarropa. We talked about it the other day. There's a scene with him and Dennis Hopper, which is probably one of the greatest scenes I've ever seen. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a winner. Give it up for Kubla. Number 1, Susanna. Number 2, Ewan McGregor. Number 3, Angus Young. And number 4, Christopher Walken. Yeah, he's walking everywhere these days. Christopher Walken. And this is Christopher Walken in True Romance, Amor a Quemarropa. If you don't watch it during the Easter break, when are you going to watch it? Check it out. It's bloody. Remember that. And he goes, talking about a massacre. They snatched my narcotics, hightailed it out of here. And to hightail it is ir pitando, right? A ver cómo lo traducen. Pisar rueda, salir pitando. Oh, I got it. Like, look at that. They snatched, robar, snatch es cerdos y diamantes. Great movie. They snatched my narcotics, hightailed it out of here, and I would have got away with it. Hubiesen salido de rositas. But your son, tu hijo, fuckhead that he is, capullo de mierda que es, tonto del culo, left his driver's license in the dead guy's hand. So here he is, the one and only Christopher Walken. He's not running, he's walking.
Talking about a massacre. They snatched my narcotics, hightailed it out of there. Would have got away with it, but your son, fuckhead that he is, left his driver's license in a dead guy's hand.
All right, folks, and it's time for our final section, Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is. No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric only on the show with no name. And what an absolute pleasure it is to be here with you guys every single day. Thank you. Oh, wrong jingle. Sorry. Thank you. You're like, ¿qué? Say what? De nuevo? I thought we just did say what. No, folks, I'm afraid that is the end of today's show. We've got to say goodbye, but keep it up. Thanks for bringing the magic every single day. I wish you guys a wonderful spring break, Easter week, whatever you want to call it. I hope you are surrounded by loved ones, good food, and good times. And remember, I'll be posting. I recorded the videos today, so I won't be recording them, but I will be posting them. And there are already FYI episodes available for you today, and that will be coming out during the Easter break. So you've got so much content. And as my friend Fitz says, you've got no excuses. Stay tuned, because up next, we've got the one and only Ximena Holiday with Test Your English. And I can give you today's song. Today's song is AC/DC, Rock or Bust. And that or bust means o la quiebra o nada. O sea, voy a por el rock o no hago nada. So a lot of times you'll see hippies with the Woodstock or bust. O llego a Woodstock o me hundo, no tengo nada más. Todo está en eso. So rock or bust, it's an AC/DC song. And he says, are you ready? We be a guitar band. You guys can correct his English if you want. We are a guitar band. We play across the land. Tocamos en toda la tierra. Shooting out tonight. Disparándonos esta noche. Gonna keep you all right. You hear the guitar sound. playing nice and loud. ¿Te acuerdas el nice and que vimos el otro día? Rock to your knees, gonna make your destiny. In rock we trust, confiamos en el rock. It's rock or bust. Thank you so much, guys, and let's rock and roll. Yeah!